Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to complete the setup for the iOS side of things. So this is actually going to follow the same flow. And the first thing, as we all know, is to add our iOS application to our Firebase project. So I'm going to go to Project Overview. Now the next thing we need to do is to go ahead and click on Add App. So it's an iOS app, of course. Now the next thing we need to do will be to provide our bundle ID. So an iOS bundle ID is similar to Android's package name. So to be able to find that out, we can return to our Android Studio. So a very direct way of finding what our iOS bundle ID is by running our project on Xcode. In that way, we'll be able to see what our bundle ID is. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Review in Finder. So I'm going to open our runner in Xcode. Okay, so this will take a couple of seconds. And bam, so we have Xcode. So this is our bundle identifier, which is exactly what we are looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to paste it here inside of Firebase, and I'm going to click on Register App. Alright, now the next thing we need to do is to download Google Services info.plist, and we should also keep in mind where we're supposed to keep this, under My Applications folder. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. Alright, so this has been downloaded. So I'm going to find the file, which is this. So I'm going to go ahead and use Ctrl+C to copy it. So I'm going to return to Android Studio. So this is our application folder. So to confirm where we're supposed to put this, I'm going to pull up our Firebase once more. So as you can see, these are iOS projects, and this is supposed to be the runner folder. So we should have our iOS application, then my application folder. That's where we're supposed to put the file. So this is supposed to be the runner folder in our own case. So I'm going to pull up Android Studio, and I'm going to paste our Google Services.json inside of the runner folder. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Alright, now there's one more thing that we need to do, and we need to do that in Xcode. So what I'm going to do will be to go to Xcode. I'm going to click on Add Files to Runner. Alright, so inside of the runner folder, I can look for the Google Services.json, Google Services info.plist rather. So I'm going to select this file, and I'm going to click on Add. Alright, so this is basically all that we need to do. So I can now go ahead and close up the Xcode, and we can now return to Firebase and continue with the setup. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and click on Next. So we don't really need to do anything here, so we're going to click on Next and continue to console. So as you can see, we successfully added our iOS app to our Firebase project. Now the next thing we need to do will be to return to our Android Studio. So we are going to go into our main.dart, and what we need to do here will be to replace these values here with the ones in our Google Services.plist. So what I want to do will be to open up our Google Services.plist. Alright, now the first things first is that we're going to get our API key. You can see that here. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. Alright, so we don't need our API key. So the first thing will be to copy our database URL. It's going to be the same thing for both of them. Alright, now the next thing we need to do will be to get the GCM sender ID. You can find it inside the Google Services info.plist file. So this is GCM sender ID. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to paste it inside our main.dart. Now the next thing we need to copy will be the Google App ID. You can find it here as well. So this is the Google App ID. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Alright. And paste this here. Bam! So this is supposed to be all for iOS. Now to verify our setup for iOS, I'm going to go ahead and run our app on an iOS simulator. So I'm actually using an iPhone 11 Pro simulator, which is this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on play to deploy to it. So this is supposed to take a couple of seconds, at most few minutes. Alright, so it seems our build is complete. So let's confirm that this will install successfully. Come on, come on, come on. And bam! Our app is up and running. So to verify that our implementation is working properly, I'm going to navigate to our Firebase database, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the data that we had inside before. So I'm going to delete this. So the intent is to confirm that the connection between our iOS app and our Firebase database is successful. So when I click on this, I expect it to write is connected to our database, and bam! So congratulations guys, we've successfully been able to connect our Android and iOS app to our Firebase database. So in the upcoming lessons, we're going to be designing our login pages and working with Firebase authentication as well. So this will be all for now. See you in the next class.